So, hey everybody, I promised that I would be doing my relationship series, and I'm getting started with the most famous couple of the period, and that is Keke Shepherd and her boyfriend Darius. Now, looking at their combination card, I absolutely understand why the universe has chosen to make them an example for the world. And now I want you to understand that that's exactly what happens when it comes to celebrities. Celebrities, because they're stars, they're literally chosen to exhibit their lives for you so that you could see certain things and you can learn certain lessons, like lessons that are supposed to encompass a whole great amount of people, right? So this year, the United States is displacing the Two of Spades. And the Two of Spades is the card of cooperation, right? And learning how to cooperate with people, learning that you have a relationship with, learning how to work through issues that don't have to be destructive to relationships, right? Especially when it comes to having the involvement of children. Because when you got children, that now seals the deal. Like, you have to work with this person for the next 18 years or however long that you got to work with this person, right? So this is a great example of what's really going on and what the message is for us. So the relationship, first let me start out what cards they are. Keke is a King of Hearts and Darius is a Six of Diamonds. Now, Six of Diamonds, I'm going to start with him. Six of Diamonds are usually very strong men, like very manly men. You know what I mean? Seriously. They usually are. This is the card of like that man that is supposed to be the man that knows that he's supposed to take care of the family, and and he's supposed to be the make sure his family is okay, and he's stable, right? He's supposed to be stable because that's what sixes are supposed to be. They're supposed to be stable. They're supposed to be balanced, right? And they're usually going to be thrust into situations that can challenge them to see, hey, how balanced can you remain? Because we're going to make sure we're going to stress test you, right? And I would definitely say that this situation definitely stress tests his balance. How balanced can he remain? So Keke, she is a King of Hearts. And because she is a Virgo, her planetary ruler is also the King of Diamonds. So that makes her to double king. She's a king and a king, right? So what does that mean when a woman is a king? So when a woman is a king, there is going to be some area of her life that she's going to have to exert her kingly power. She's going to have to show how powerful she is, right? So that means that any man that gets with her, he's going to have to be balanced. And he's going to have to be able to see things objectively and going to have to be able to separate her from her life path, career, her purpose versus her relationship with him. He's going to have to see the difference. He's going to have to see through all of that. So he's going to have to be very secure in his manhood. Any man that gets with a king is going to have to be very secure in their manhood, meaning that they're secure, like no matter what, they're confident in their manhood, blue, right? You're going to have to, because a king woman is going to challenge that. She's going to do things to break outside of gender dominant roles. And she is not going to be able to be dominated, at least not for long, right? Because she is a dominant force. So their combination card is the Six of Spades. And I know all about this combination card because I have this combination card with somebody I have children with, right? And I know what it means. The karma card to the Six of Spades, the supporting karma card, is the Two of Spades. And that is the very card I just said that the United States is displacing. And it's about cooperation and learning how to work with people, and also learning how to work through problems. It means that you don't have to break something up just because you got a spat or just because you have a disagreement or a problem. A lot of times this is going to show up when there's a lot of underlying factors that can lead to marriage in this relationship. Like, these people likely have some real past life type karma, you know what I mean? And almost like a heavenly marriage. Every time I see this card, I always hear a heavenly marriage, right? So this is the person that your ancestors, your guides and stuff kind of stepped in to connect you with, So it is a divine connection. So if you notice, it has a Queen of Hearts and Mercury. So typically, when these two people get together, either marriage or motherhood, a baby can come kind of quick, because Queen of Hearts can be pregnancy. So you get in a Six of Spades relationship, you can wind up being pregnant fairly quick, right? There's an urge to merge with this connection. This connection is very magnetic. It's almost like two magnets, right? And it's almost no fighting to get these people, to slow down. That's the thing with sixes. You want to slow down. You want to get to know each other. You want to get to plan. It's really good planning energy, but it's very magnetic, right? So that's why it's often good to have a third party medium in a relationship like this. That was like an older authority, somebody that they can both look up to, that can give them an objective, an honest objective thing. Even that's what the Two of Spades is. It's a mentor. So you're going to have mentors when you're in this relationship. You're going to have people on both sides that can speak to situations that you're bound to come in, encounter in this connection. So this card has some very powerful cards encapsulated in this, right? So if both people are not powerful, one person at least is, right? Because it has a 10 of clubs in Venus. This is the princess. She's the people's princess. And that's who Keke is. She's the people's princess, right? And it has an 8 of diamonds in Mars. So that means that, when things are going good, things can be going really good with this, especially with money. This combination can attract opportunity. It can attract big money. It can attract wealth, that type of thing, right? Then it has the King of Spades in Jupiter, and that's the God card, right? Now, here's where we come with the issues a little bit, especially in our modern times. Jupiter in the Vedic astrology represents the father and the husband, right? Now you got the God card there. You got the leader, right? So when a man gets in this relationship, he's going to feel like he's the one that should be in charge with that that big old fat King of Spades. And guess what? The woman is going to feel like at times, maybe I should tone myself down, especially in the beginning. Maybe I should tone myself down a little bit and let him take charge, right? It's going to feel like that at times, and especially in the beginning, but more so in good times, because Jupiter represents good times. So when times are good, money is flowing, everybody's happy, then we could settle down in these traditional roles. It ain't no big thing, right? But when we out here hustling and we're trying to bring things up to that level, this is when the difficulties can evolve, right? Because I got to work, and we're still not there where we want to be. We're not at our big goals. We're not at our expansive moments. So that King of Spades instead flips. See, every card in this combination flips roles. And why? What dictates the flipping of the roles? Well, it's the 3 of Hearts and Saturn, okay? Because the threes represent that. The 3 of Hearts is one of those diverse. It's the card of diversity. And the reason it's called diversity is because you expand your consciousness on roles, whether it's gender roles, love roles, position, whatever roles, role reversal, right? And a lot of times it points to a more powerful woman. 9 times out of 10, especially in these Aquarian times, there's a woman that is making more money, and she's more visible, and she has all of that stuff going on. And you see it's in Saturn, right? So it may not be a problem at first, and that's how Saturn turns. It's not a problem at first, but the longer you spend time together, the more it kind of comes to the forefront, right? 3s also represent third parties, right? So there's always the fear of third party disruption or third party involvement, or that type of thing. And sometimes pettiness. So sometimes it could be an argument, and one person could get petty and try to throw the threat of a third party in the other person's face. That also happens with this combination as well, especially when it gets a little bit older. So you could have the guy, he's not getting his way. So he's like, flirty, getting extra flirty with some other females or something, make the woman feel insecure, or the woman, she could do the same thing, get a little extra flirty with some men and throw some whatever. So all that that type of drama, relationship drama that gets stewed up, right? And the Three of Hearts is also representative of children and babies. So this combination oftentimes brings babies. A lot of times it brings two. It either brings twins, or could bring a Gemini, because that Three of Hearts can sometimes represent Gemini energy, or it can bring two children. You know what I mean? So in my case, I actually had two children. Their combination card is the Three of Hearts. And everybody considered them to be twins, and even though they were about a year apart, and it was a boy or girl. So there could be, if this situation survives, there could be another child that comes along as well out of this. And that's the thing. The 6 is so gluey that sometimes it could be break up to make up, break up to make up. We love each other. We don't like each other. We're at other sides of the house, or we going off or whatever, but we still get back together because that magnetic energy is so strong. And the desire to work it out with that 2 of spades is so strong with this combination as well. So this combination card has an Ace of Clubs and Uranus. So what's very helpful to this type of combination in this relationship is anything metaphysical, outside of the box, readings, guidings, doing deeper readings and understanding into how to evolve, how to be an evolved couple, because that's what this combination is pushing you towards. It's not pushing you towards being a traditional couple that we know from the traditional past. It's actually pushing you towards evolution and evolving to be more of an Aquarian type couple, right? This card has a Queen of Clubs and Neptune, right? So there's a lot of psychic energy and psychic intuition in this combination, right? It's so psychically connected. Like you would even dream or think each other's thoughts and stuff like that in a 6 of Spades relationship. Now, this relationship has a 10 of Spades and Pluto. The 10 of Spades is the card of work. This relationship will require work. This is two people that have psychological stuff that comes from, whatever, that they're going to have to work to transform. They're going to have to transform the way they think, the way their deepest psyche, and they have to do work, constant work on it. So this relationship has to have work, but this is a relationship that's worth it. It's worthy of doing the work, So it has a 5 of Clubs result. So you're going to have touchy feelings with the 10 of Spades. 10 of Spades is very touchy feeling, very emotional, right? There's going to be touchiness, and that leads to disagreements with the 5 of Clubs, leads to unexpected changes and stuff like that, right? That's just touchiness. So you have to be careful what you say. Is like triggers, you're triggering something off in this type of relationship. So there's a 3 of Diamonds peak, right? And, the 3 of Diamonds is, people at the peak, there's people all in the business. This is drama time. You know what I mean? And things can look a lot worse than they really are. That's another thing, too. I find with the 3 of Diamonds and the Ace of Spades, because it can be so moody and emotional, it can shield all of the great things like that are underneath the surface. It's like 3 of Diamonds is so Hollywood, So the transformation card to this combination is the 7 of Hearts. That's the good old 7 of Hearts. This is a 7 of Hearts year. The 7 of Hearts is the card of boundaries, but it's also the card of unconditional love, higher love, spiritual values in love, and heartbreak. And it's also the card of betrayal, and stuff like that, So that's the challenging part, is the 7 of Hearts, is the challenging part, because you feel like it usually comes along because you let yourself down, you let yourself go and melded yourself so much in this relationship, and then boom, you get hit, you get sideswiped, right? This is the type of relationship that comes to people who are gaining some level of importance. I call that the guru, the goat, the whatever. The people grow to being more important as a result of this relationship. Like, this gives birth to some real powerful energy in individuals, this type of relationship, right? So as you can see, The God card, which I have up here, which is the Ace of Hearts, that's the God card of this relationship, right? So that baby, that's the baby. So the baby gets to dictate the direction of this relationship. The babies have the final word. You know what I mean? It's so deep because even my children, when we were going back and forth in court battle and all of that, it really seemed as though my kids were the ones that had the final word. So in this relationship, the babies, the children exert a certain amount of energy here. So they have the fight, and they usually split and divided. They love both parents, and they want the parents to be able to, guess what? The supportive karma card, cooperate. They want the parents to be able to cooperate. So this is a relationship of cooperation. Hey, let's see how we could work this out as adults. Let's see how we could get through and get past this, because you can with this combination. You actually can work it out, get through, and get past this. Yeah, you're going to have to lay down a lot of ego on both sides, but at the end of the day, it's the children that show how worthy it is for you to do so.